And it's militant people. The SM Militants are gone. They're no more. They're dead.
He fired his fans.
No.
Like, because the SM movement is...
No. SM movement is the
so
fan
the
base.
militants.
It's the militants. The militants were
what
a group
happened?
of artists
What happened?
that he was hanging with, that he was helping out, he was doing songs with. He was.
What happened?
He's saying they are lazy.
I can see that.
What?
I can see that.
What do you mean you can see that?
I can see that because Shatta is too much to handle. Like, so if you are
they didn't quit. He fired them. So as him being too much to handle.
Okay, let me explain myself clearly. I can see that, and the reason why I say I can see that is this: Shatta probably come across as somebody that wants to do things spontaneously and simultaneously. So he wants to get like 9 things done all at once. So in his world, even though you might be doing one thing well or 2 things well, you're lazy. Because in his head, I mean, it comes across like that. I'm not saying it's like that. So I really don't know the details. But when you see him with everything, it just looks like the guy that's like a tennis ball. He just bounces and he goes all over the place and you try to grab and you can't catch because you don't really see the color moving because like it's light and the tennis ball is white. So like, it's going all over the place.
What are you on about?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to describe what Shatta Wale looks like. So if he decides to fire as militant and he says they're lazy, it's believable. But is that really the true story though? Is that like really what happened?
Well, that's what he said. He was on his own Facebook thing talking about it.
Yeah, but that's what he said. There's always 2 sides to a story. That's his story. And the militants coming out and
it's
saying...
his gang, and he's disbanded the gang.
Yeah, well, that's a fact. They're gone because I put you together and I could dismantle you.
No, they could go from their gang, so they can't just call themselves, the Shatta Militants.
Yeah, without
Shatta.
Shatta.
Militant.
Without Shatta, there's
they
no
can still call
militant.
them militant.
Yeah, well, no, okay, seriously. Like, we already have soldiers for that. Okay, like, we don't need more militants.
Or they could put a former in it. Former Shatta Militants.
Oh, that can work. No, that can actually work. Because now we're making the same money, but without you now. So you can't get caught no more. Actually, he can ban them from using his name.
No, really?
Yeah, he can ban them. Like, okay, former militants.
He doesn't own, Shatta. Shatta is just a name. If somebody says Shatta Wale, and if you're copyright, I don't even think they'll let you copyright a name anyway.
No, you can't copyright a name.
That's what I'm saying. So,
well,
do whatever they want.
That could probably work. No, that could probably work. So they could probably say former Shatta Militants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
FSM.
Or Shatta Mishi Militants.
No. Like Shatta Michi ain't got that much clout. Like,
maybe with her, they would get that much clout.
Shatta Militant X. And you put the X just a little bit at the end of it. Nobody needs to know that. So it's still got the same logo.
Ex-militant of Shatta.
No, but if you put it in
that
the
don't
front,
work.
I don't get. No, you put it at the end where you don't even say.
And you put it like a small,
small thing in
like
it.
a small tiny thing. And when Shatta complains, you're like, listen,
look at it.
Look at the fine print. It says Shatta Militant X. No, but seriously though, why did he decide to do that? Like,
I just told you. He said they are lazy anyway. Like, there's one of the quotes anyway.
No, but come on, like.
So there's one guy.
I think that's the story that he's coming out with, but that can't be the story though. According
to Shatta, they started disrespecting him. All right.
Oh, that's this. So it's not laziness.
No,
it's not laziness. It's disrespect. You can't.
The guy said
the
they're
big
lazy.
boss.
And
yeah, but see, he's saying one thing, but the real truth behind what he's saying is manifesting itself. They're lazy. No, they're not. They just respect the big cat. Okay? They disrespected the big boss, and the big boss had to put his foot down, so they had to go.
You see, all these years he's written songs for them. He's trying to make them big and make them make their own money, but it just seems like these people can't do the thing. Like, he's out here giving them all the game. He's actually giving them the studio time. He's doing all these things. These people are not, ready for the big leagues. He gave them the key to the kingdom, and these people are still trying to jump the wall. Where they got the key to come through the door, they out here trying to jump a wall that they can't even, climb.
No, that's Shatta
much
all
more,
over This is Shatta doing Shatta all over again.
Well, he's saying fired them even in January anyway. We're waiting for him to announce this. Because he's saying like, look, they're putting songs out here. These songs are trash. You know, I want people to associate him with those songs. Or people to start thinking he wrote those songs and those kind of things.
But most of the Shatta Wale song is trash though.
Somebody want the power people to come after
No,
him.
hold on. Shatta Wale is a really good artist. Okay? But here's the thing that people don't know about Shatta Wale, which is
trying to say Lil Tip is not dope.
Everybody knows I already said it's not. Like, I'm not gonna deny that. And then like, try and put me on the spot like I can't take the spotlight. I can't, okay? Like everybody know that I know. Like I already said, like, what is this? Like, dude, get this out of here. But here's the thing, what I'm saying about
My Level is dope. It's a dope song.
Yeah, but of course.
I know my
no,
level.
try to understand what I'm saying to you.
No,
Shatta Wale is a
my
guy
level.
that goes into the studio in a day, it can make 15 tracks.
And
But out of those 15 tracks, you probably won't be able to listen to maybe 11.
what the?
You probably won't be able to listen to
So
11.
he's saying, our 75% of his projects are trash.
Yeah, but Shatta Wale even himself knows that. He makes so many songs. Even he himself would confirm this. Like, I make so many songs so I can get the good ones out. Even he himself has said that. I mean, I can't remember where he said it, but I
He
can
never
bring it
said
up.
anything.
He
Shatta
said-
will
he said-
never denigrate himself.
No, but this is not about...
This denigration, you're saying 75% of his project is trash.
Nah, like, Lil Tip is one of them. And that's the one that made it out of the studio. Because he had to release a diss track that took him a year to respond. So that made it out of the studio. Now imagine how many songs that's in the studio that hasn't made it out yet that is trash. The only difference is Shatta won't put it out. It wouldn't. It won't put it out. The ones that got out is a typical example of the Lil Tip. Because that one is like, dude, come on.
The guy has, how many bangers has he got? And you're just going to take even, and I don't even think Lil Tip is that terrible. But the point is, to take
As a
that,
diss track is not that terrible.
I've heard more worse diss tracks than that.
Nah. You're probably right.
I've heard worse diss tracks
But
than
coming
that.
from Shatta Wale, that's as low as it gets.
Hey, he wasn't trying to do a rapper thing. He was trying to do a dancehall thing. As a matter of fact, most people, if you don't really know what Lil Tip is about, you might bounce to it. You don't know it's a diss track.
All I'm saying is Shatta has no pedestals to sit on to say
Somebody's putting out a trash
Yeah.
song. Are you crazy? If the guy's winning what's it called, Song of the Year and stuff like that, and he's saying he hasn't got any pedestal to put on.
I don't think so.
How are you saying somebody that's got the accolade for having a Song of the Year not once? How can you say that person cannot say somebody's song is trash? I have produced and I've made, and there's not even somebody producing him. He produces himself most of the time. He's saying somebody has been
I see your
able
point.
to, make it consistently.
I see your point. And you will be right. But when you look at Shatta's career and you look at the way in which he released tracks and you look at how many tracks it does to release a track, then you go, you playing a numbers game. And we appreciate you for that. And we get that because you're good at it, because you're Shatta Wale, you know how to handle your brand and everything. But that's different from Sarkodie, for example, that when it goes to the studio, it does one track and it gives it a banger from one tracks. Because Sarkodie's bangers will come maybe out of 5 tracks. It will give you 2 or 3 bangers out of that. Shatta Wale
Why
is...
are you trying to bring Sark into this? Why do people do this anyway?
Because what else do you... Like, what else?
What-
Like,
what-
you can't use Strongman because, like...
That's not the point. The point we're talking about Shatta.
You
What?
can't use
What?
Stonebwoy,
Shatta's story does not necessarily have to be linked to Sark anyway.
No, it's not about linking him to Sack. It's
Well, it
just...
seems like if people do that all the time. The moment you start talking about Shatta, they either talk about Stonebwoy or they'll try to bring Sark into it. I'm like, why? Shatta is an entity on its own. Okay. The point is, Shatta does have bangers, and he's the right man to come here and talk about people releasing trash, especially if his name is gonna be attached to it.
Shatta.
He's saying, hey,
No.
these trashy songs,
No.
I am part of it. All right, I am part of these trashy songs. These people were fired in January. They can't go around calling themselves the Shatta Militants.
Fired in January.
Well, he disbanded in January.
They were fired in January. So Shatta is a company that can just fire people.
Hey,
Oh, that's true, actually.
he's actually a
But
big
anyways,
entity.
it's
I
not
know.
like, look, I think there's more to the story. I think there had to be more to the story. It can't just be the fact that they're lazy. It just...
Well, but anyway, according to him, yeah, he's saying one of his militants, Andy Self, right, or Adi Self, I don't know, was the mastermind who urged the other militants to disrespect him. So he's saying, like, and the self who can't write, gangs up telling them that I am not doing anything for them. You militants, all the songs you guys wrote, none. I wrote all your songs, yet people think I'm sabotaging you. And that's what I'm saying. All the hits that these people have, he claims he wrote it.
But then let's
and then people are saying he's sabotaging, and it's the time that you can bring Saki into it.
Shatta Wale's wave to become somebody that's big or to become a group that's recognized, then I think you deserve to be in the shadows. I think you deserve to be in the shadow, and I think it deserves to say the things he's saying. Now, I don't think Shatta Wale has the right to call any track trash, but at the same time, though, I think Shatta is within his right to say, look, most of the songs I wrote because without me, you're nothing. Now, here's the thing. They can go out there and show Shatta Wale that without you, we are everything and more. But it remains to be seen. So let's wait and see that.
Look, truth is here, anybody that, if you go listen to the tracks that he's done with them, like when he actually put himself in there, like Thunder Fire, you can go on YouTube, you find out the numbers for yourself. Every Ghanaian guy knows, how dope that song was, You look at Taking Over. It's one of the best tracks that every Ghanaian will jam to. When you play it at any party, it's a dope song. People will jump to it. How many people even know these militants' name anyway? Let's just be honest.
I don't.
That's what I'm saying. So,
I don't. So let's
look,
be honest. But what I'm just telling you is like, look, maybe it's a celebrity syndrome thing with Shatta Wale because he's like, usually you have a leader, right? And then when you have the leader, the followers, so like in most cases, they also want to be leaders in their own right. So then they rebel when something happens.
Yeah.
But I definitely think him saying that they're lazy, that's why I fired them, that's a cheap
Well, he's saying they're late. Yeah, but look.
That's a really cheap shot. Because without them anyways, you might not be who you are today. That's the real truth. So it's a really cheap shot that he would say that. And that's the way I see it. Like, it's going to be like,
there's one thing he said. It's like, even in the banks, when you go late, you'll be sacked. The point, it seems like these people are not treating this as a job.
Wait, that's all crap and nonsense that Shatta Wale is saying. Like, what do you mean in the bank?
If you're late for your job,
doesn't it?
Huh?
He turns up late to work.
Well, does it look like he's somebody that turns up late to work? Look, we were both, talking about this, on the last 2 episodes or whatever the hell it was. What he did with, Shatta Michi. And we were talking about how smart this guy is. This guy was able to, within three posts on Instagram, had a song out.
All I'm just saying is that, like,
and he was able to build enough hype around it.
People with glass houses don't throw stones.
And I'm trying to tell you, this guy has got a concrete ceramic house. All I'm saying is, this guy is somebody that's been able to show people that, hey, there's a blueprint to this. And if you want to be as successful, and you cannot deny that he's the biggest, if not one of the biggest artists in the country.
Yeah, you're right. But then,
so that means he's doing something right. That one you have to admit. He's doing something right.
It's not only doing something right. Like, he's on top of it all.
So if what I'm saying, so if he, as the person that, as you are saying, I'm using your words, on top of it all, if he's showing up, if he's the one going to all the studios, talking all the FM stations, turn up on the radio stations, all these things, and you can't write songs. You are not, and you also can't turn up on time.
That. I think there's more to this story. There has to be more to this story.
So we need the ex-militants to come out and talk here.
I'm definitely.
They have to come and spill.
They're lazy, dude. They were with you when you were nobody. Like, come on.
No, the one with him, he actually made himself and then set up the game. Have you ever followed Shatta's story anyway?
No, I follow Shatta. I don't follow the SM movement. And SM
no, but that's what I'm saying. So Shatta built himself. If anything,
by the way, I went back to listen to his rap days, and yeah, he had to go Shatta Wale rap. I'm sorry. Hey, look, he had to.
There's only like two hit songs from those days anyway. And that one you can even argue it was one of the best rappers of all time. Tiny, And I've always said this: if Tiny had ever chosen to rap in English or Chi, right, he would have been. If you're talking about the top 5 in Ghana all time, he would have been in there. But because he raps in Ghana and, you know, like not many people understand the language, it kind of takes a lot away.
But you only rap where you're comfortable with, so I
Of course. No, but I'm just saying, like, but you know, like, you know, at times, it's like when you do conscious rap, right? Like, if you take somebody like Manifest, right? Because of the what the things Manifest talks about in his tracks and those kind of stuff, he doesn't have much hits compared to somebody like, let's say, Sack, right? Meanwhile, if you